Hello, and welcome to the Kathleen Spracklin podcast. I am a woman on a mission to gather a cadre of writers, thinkers, and teachers who are transforming the world, one character at a time. And it all starts with one thing: a deep understanding of human motivation, why people do what they do, and the forces that drive them. But I'm still on the Zettelkasten, and today I'm dealing with a general question. What do you do when you hate the choices you've made? And when you look at your Zettelkasten and you say, it's a mess. Well, I'm getting a lot of questions like that these days, and some of them, my heart just totally goes out to you. There are some issues that I'm going to be working on with a few people because there are some rather deep issues. But absolutely, for the most part, whatever choices you've made are just fine. And you'll find that either you can continue with those same choices and things will iron out, or you can say, wait, I'm going to start doing it the other way, and both sets will live. Let me take you through some specific examples. Suppose, for example, that you decided that you did not want a classification system, and you started out with building card numbers, and maybe you just numbered the cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you didn't ever make any clusters happen. That's okay. If now you say, I've got this string of cards and there's no linking in them, if they're well indexed, don't worry about it, because there's going to come a point in time when you're going to want to, your new card will look for a parent in amongst those. And if it looks for a parent and it says, it's here and it's here, they're both on my subject, my card could go either place, then you're going to pick one and you're going to link to the other. And those two isolated categories will come back together through that link. So that is totally repairable. Now, suppose you started out with a whole bunch of 4-digit categories. That seems to be the most popular number. You declared a whole bunch of them. You made all your directory cards. And now most of them are sitting empty. Well, if you created an index entry for that directory card, leave it. If nothing comes behind it, it's going to take up very little space. It's not the end of the world. It's just going to sit there and ignore it. If you never did index it, why not? You're supposed to index. Well, if you really didn't index it, you can toss the card if you want to and either reassign the category or pretend you never gave it a number. So you can go backwards and forwards and trust that your linking will connect anything that's in two different groups, so that it's just not a problem if you started one way and you'd rather do it another way. Eventually, you're going to have cards that would go in the old or the new. You're going to prefer the new, and you're going to link the old to the new, and they'll be tied. And that will happen naturally. What I really, 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 really want you not to do is throw the whole thing out and start over. I don't want you to copy cards over. I don't even want you to renumber cards. Whatever you have, the key is that index. If your index is quality, you will find your cards and you won't have any problems, even though it just seems awful to you now. The fact of the matter is, if you love your Zettelkasten and you read a lot, your Zettelkasten is going to grow. Zeke over here has gotten pretty big. And what you'll find is that area that just now seems so glaringly large to you is just going to be a little chunk in the middle of a drawer somewhere. And yes, you'll get back to them when you need to. So don't panic about it. Don't worry about it. Let me give you an extreme example just to show you how it really doesn't hurt whatever you've got going. I have, as you know, if you follow me at all, you know that some of my Zettelkasten uses the effortless numbering system from the very start, and it's just number, letter, dash, number, letter, dash, and it just grows up naturally. And some of mine began with the 4-digit categories. So I've got some of each section. I tend to prefer the one with no categories for general knowledge that's being built up. But for my fiction writing, where I'm trying to organize the stories that I'm creating, I like the categories. So I'm a hybrid person myself. So here I have an interesting situation. This is a drawer in my Zettelkasten. And what's interesting about this drawer is most of the drawer is, well, the whole drawer has 4-digit categories on it. But in the middle of the drawer, I have a bunch of cards that came from having joined Scott Shepherd's Right to Freedom program. And all of a sudden, in the middle of a card range that for me was between using a note box and organizing a note box, my own notes on a Zettelkasten, boom, all of Scott Shepherd's card numbers for Right to Freedom was right in the middle of that range. Did it cause any problems? Nope, the cards sit right where they belong by their numbers. Doesn't cause a bit of trouble. So that's what I mean. Your Zettelkasten is so forgiving. And if what I want for you is to have a Zettelkasten that works, that you don't have to fret about. That said, there are some issues that do concern me, and I'm trying to make sure that I cover all of the cases that might cause real problems and might not iron out in a new course I'm organizing. If you've been following me, you probably know that I'm planning on a course to take you through how to set up your Zettelkasten. And it's not like here, it's not just a teachy preachy class. It is a mixture of video, of text, of lessons like essay form lessons, chats, Zoom calls, and emails back and forth, whatever it takes to get your Zettelkasten up and running, because that's the focus of it. There's lots and lots of teaching materials, books, videos that tell you, oh, this is how you do it. What I want to do with my course is help you do it, so that at the end, you've got your Zettelkasten. So if you want to follow along with progress on that, you can sign up for my mailing list at KathleenSpracklin.com/ZK Zettelkasten, ZK-Dreams. It's also in the show notes. Now, if you do sign up for that, you will also get to tide us over, because I've got more than 60, probably close to 70 videos on the Zettelkasten now, because I've been answering question after question. Well, the problem with that is that the Zettelkastens come in whatever order somebody asked a question. And that's not always the best way for learning how to build your Zettelkasten. That's part of the reason why I want the course. But in the meantime, I have prepared a complete list of all of the videos that I've done, and they're organized. Getting started, structure of a Zettelkasten, card numbering, main box, adding a new main card, links and directories. They're organized by topic. So they're all pointers. It's a PDF, and these are active pointers, so they will all go directly to the YouTube course. Of course, all my YouTube courses are free, and it'll take you directly to the YouTube course that covers that topic. But one of the reasons I bring that up is if you are dealing with a Zettelkasten where you're in a state where you say, it's a mess, and you're in the throes of decision, do you start over, what do I do? I would like to hear from you. So if you sign up for that list, you can reply, you'll get an auto email that includes the link to this, and you can reply to that email and tell me about what's going on with your Zettelkasten. I'm working with one person, I'm working with Basilio, and he's got a problem that concerns me. He named 4 problems. 3 of them don't worry me, but one does. And So I'm asking him to send me a sample card so that I can see what he's dealing with. And likewise, I'd like to get, 2 or 3 more people. What I want to know is that when I launch my course, of course the course can always grow, but on the day of the launch, I want to feel that I'm touching the right bases for the problems that you have, so that there's a very good chance that on day one of the course you will find the answer that you're looking for. So that I know what all of the different traps that you think you've fallen into and the messes that you feel you've made, to make sure I've got all of that covered in the course. So consider signing up for that mailing list, and we'll try to put together a course that will end up with a completed Zettelkasten at the end. Because, as you well know, I'm very, very interested in human motivation and how an understanding of that can help create more believable characters for fiction writers. So Zettelkasten, well, I love the Zettelkasten. It's a tool I use every day. So I think what I'm trying to do is meet that need and get to and through the spot where you all have what you need in a Zettelkasten, and I can point you to where to go for it, so I can get back to working on the character traits and building believable characters for fiction writers. I don't begrudge this one bit. I love sharing the Zettelkasten with you. But I'm getting a little bit feeling like it's a little too here, and it might not be adding up. So that's why you created that list, so that it can help add up a little bit better. But when the course is there, then of course it should all make complete sense. Okay, sorry for just being a newsy type video tonight, and I will get back to the regular questions tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.